What is going on, everybody? This is Raw Star of the Burbank Misfits, and of course, I'm joined with my co-host CW,
Hello.
and you're listening to the Misfit Effect. So, what's going on, everybody? Today we have a very special guest for you today. A very lovable, from what I've been seeing that everybody's saying about her. 4'4", beautiful woman, who's newer to the industry. Her name is Minnie Stallion. How you doing, Minnie? Oh, Minnie Stallion.
Yeah, Miss Stallion,
So,
and I'm doing well.
so for those out there who don't know who you are, who are you?
Okay, well, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Minnie Stallion, and I am an adult film star.
So, so Minnie. So how'd you go about entering this crazy world of ours?
Um, it actually kind of like found me. Actually, I didn't find it; it found me. um, I just kind of like, well, I made an OnlyFans because everyone was telling me I should make an OnlyFans. I didn't exactly know what I was going to do with it. I didn't know that I was going to be naked. I didn't know if I wanted to be naked. I just made it because everyone said make it, and I was like, okay, it's fine, I'll make it. Um, about a month later, one of my Twitter crushes, I ended up DMing him and was like, hey, I don't make content, but like I want to make content with you. And he was like, okay, that's cool. So we made like a couple videos for OnlyFans, and that was like my first experience of making content. And then after that, I kind of felt like I had it down. He taught me a lot. And then I went to ATL and did this video, sucking dick standing up, and it went viral. And that was my introduction to porn.
Wow. So you kind of just like dipped it. It was like, okay, I'm gonna dip a toe, maybe dip a foot in, and then it was just like
She dipped the toe. She
it was
dipped
like,
the
come
Yeah.
on in.
I,
The water's
yeah,
fine.
I didn't even get a chance to put my foot in. I did the toe in, and it was like, okay, it feels good. Let me just go ahead and put my whole body in this bitch.
did a cannonball. Just said, F it. That's what's
Okay,
up,
yeah,
though.
pretty much.
I mean, that's what's up, though, because I know a lot of people like entered very different ways. So it was always, good that you entered and you just. Well, I've seen, like, from what I've seen, you've enjoyed it a lot, even though someone has hated on one of your Twitter profiles already. That sucks.
Yeah, yeah, it sucks, but it's okay. I'm rebuilding, and I'm building pretty fast, like I did before. So I'm not too worried. It is what it is. It happens.
Yeah, it's the world that we live in. So, what is your aspirations for for your time in this industry?
What was the question?
What are your aspirations? Like,
My aspirations.
yeah.
Oh wow, you guys follow me on Twitter, so I think you guys know like one of my
Well,
biggest.
well, I know, but like the world out there, you
The
know that
world.
you know you know
Yeah,
you,
that's
you know you know
true.
you know your fan Mark 237489 who doesn't want to make a real profile but follows you. They don't know.
Facts. I feel that. Oh, okay. Well, I'm very vocal about it on Twitter, but for people who don't know, one of my biggest aspirations in being in porn is to make black porn great again. Like I just feel like the porn industry has just gotten so whitewashed. It's gotten so to where we cater to what white women and white men want. You barely see black women getting booked unless it's the same black women. Tiana Trump, okay. Kiara Nora, okay, we get it. Demi Suture, okay, we get it. Anna Fox, okay, we get it. Should we get some new women around here, please? Because other black women want to shine too.
Well, I don't think it's just that. I feel that a lot of, I mean, because it's only so many girls, black people are in this industry. It's even worse for the dudes. Um, and the
Even
thing
worse for
is,
the guys.
huh?
It's even worse for the guys. Y'all
Yeah,
don't even get paid shit.
yeah. So
I'm over here thinking y'all got paid the same thing we did. No, y'all get paid a quarter of what I make, and y'all have to do most of the work. So that's another thing for me. Like companies like Black, you feel me? Black wouldn't even be a company without Black men. But if you go down their Twitter, they don't even tag the Black men in the post. It's all about the white women that are getting fucked and not none of the Black men.
Well,
You can't never tag them or go find them or anything.
the thing is, it's like whenever it comes to videos and stuff, it's mainly about the female in general. Because like, yes, there is people who know the males performer names, but they're all like mostly they're always just interested in what female is in the scene. So like even though I know a ton of male performers that I've met over the 13 years I've been around this industry, many of them are not even known by name, outside of
Mm-hmm.
like Ron Jeremy or probably Xavier. Like many people don't know like anybody's name because like when we had Rome Major on here on the podcast before, he had been in the industry for a long time before I met him in person, and I didn't know he was like I wasn't around for as long as he was because many people just don't mention the males' names. And
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to black women, it's like I'm sorry, the industry is racist as heck,
Yes.
and you because you brought up Anna and like she made like on like an AVN red carpet, she made a statement with what she was wearing at one of them, because of a lot of the stuff that goes on, and a lot of people who are black performers want more stuff, and like I don't know if you know if you've ever heard of India. She's a she's retired now, but she was someone who was really well known in the '90s and double O's.
Mm-hmm.
When she was around, it was a lot more black owned agencies. And because of the internet and like people stealing porn and stuff like that, it became an issue of like these companies not making their money back, so it hurt them a lot.
And I could feel
I
that,
I
like,
understand.
from as a person who makes my own content, and I know what it takes to make quality content, and I know what it takes to lose, money in trying to invest in quality content. But does that mean don't film Black people together at all? Does that mean you get the most mediocre white bitch off the street that you can find and pay her more for fucking Black men, but don't book me at all? Is that what that means? Because you don't know how to promote it. It's me by myself, a new girl in the industry as a Black woman. Only fucking Black men can make almost $20,000 a month by myself. There's no reason as to why a big company like Black or other big companies following behind them cannot do the same fucking thing. Because if I can do it by myself, I know a whole team of niggas can do it better than I can. So it's no excuse. I don't want to hear that. Oh, it doesn't
She's
sell
right,
anymore.
Rockstar.
If you can't sell it, my nigga,
That's
you don't
no
know how to sell it.
excuse.
Just say that.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's
like,
true.
don't get me wrong.
Because there's definitely a market for it.
I'm not saying that it's not a market
Definitely.
for it because, like, as I said, it was more companies out there that focused on it before, and then it's just started like some of these companies just went away and they don't exist
But
anymore.
I mean, I guess you got to think about how kind of messed up it is that, like, okay, maybe these black companies don't exist, but
Well,
these white
it's not
companies
the
could
fact
just
that
have a
black
thing. They could have a
companies
comp.
don't exist.
They could have a put. They could push
No, no.
that.
Why do we have to
Excuse
be
me.
separated?
Um,
Why do I have to have? Why are there websites just for Black women? Why can't I go to the same website that you put the white bitches on? Why can't it be right next to her? Why you got to give me my own site? Like, I feel like it's another form of like segregation. Oh, you want Black women? You got to go to a whole other. Now you can't see the Black women with our precious white women. No, no, no. You have to go to a whole other site if you want to see those girls.
I
That's
mean,
fucking stupid to me.
I
Fucking
mean, I mean, like,
no.
like it's like I'm not. I'm gonna say rate like porn is very, very, very racist. I mean, there's a lot of segregation that's went on ever since I've been a part of this thing. And many people look at the AVN or some of the other award shows and notice what's going on. That's why we have the Urban X Awards that caters toward black people because they're not getting awards any other way, and it's BS. you know. And when it comes to selling porn, just from being in at a conventions and stuff, and noticing what's going on, is that many white people who will be the main people buying it, even if they're racist, and even if they want ebony, they want you know a white person dominating a black woman, sexually, and that would gets them on whatever. And I've even seen I've seen people who were
My agent probably doesn't like it. My fan base probably doesn't like it. But like at the end of the day, what I said is what I said. My aspiration in this industry is to be the best black and to put on for other black women shooting porn. So while I don't intend to stop shooting interracial porn, I do intend to put way more focus on black on black.
No. Yeah, because
I like that.
At the end of the day, you have a right to stand by your morals and what you feel is right. And I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you completely. I wish there was more black on black stuff, and that's why a lot of the stuff that is black on black is done independently, which is crazy.
Fact. But it's also, like another thing is like also the porn that's not being filmed by the companies. Okay, yes, it's kind of like our thing to take it and do it ourselves and film it ourselves and put it out ourselves. That's what we want to be seen. That's the light we want to be seen in. Cool, great. That's what most of us are doing now. But I also wanted people to understand that this logic of black on black not selling or IR selling more than black has got the point that I'm trying to make. I'm trying so hard to make an all black gangbang because I haven't seen an all black gangbang since like fucking Misty Stone back in the day, fucking like Pinky back in the day with Lexington Steel and all these old ass niggas. Like I haven't seen it since back in the day. Ain't no 4K black on black porn.
That's
black
true.
on black gangbangs. And I'm trying to make that.
Only
but if you think about
I'm really thinking right now, like when
you're right.
Because I don't really like.
I know. Trust me. I try to masturbate to it, and I go look, and I look for black on black DP, black on black gangbangs, and what pops up? White bitches every time. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for that. I asked for a black girl, and there is no black girl, so that's why they don't pop up. But at the end of the day, the logic of IR and black on black not selling also gets into the mind of our black men, and that's why they start dubbing us to work with the mediocre white bitches, so I can't get the scenes that I even want to make for the companies that's not booking me for it, because the black men are so busy running up their bag with the white women because they were told that sells more. But I actually had a conversation with a recent black male talent, and I had to tell him, my nigga, like at the end of the day, we have to work 2 times harder at everything we do. So what makes you think you was going to get in porn and sell me, a woman that has to work 2 times harder for everything? What makes you think you was going to get in porn and sell me easy? No, I got to work hard for everything I do. I got to work hard to be seen. I got to work double time to be heard. So, of course, it's going to take a minute for you to sell me.
I agree with you completely. I'm just looking at it from things I've observed over the years, and I do feel that there needs to be more of a distribution of black on black. And the only thing is now it's like you see it, but you see it so rarely, these days, because it's always okay. We have this new blonde female, and we're going to put her in this thing, whatever, with Mandingo, whatever, and just have them go at it,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and the thing is, it's such a custom now that you see that, because you rarely see like just a pure like a black on black girl, like two black girls doing the lesbian scene. And then if it is, it's probably on zebra girls, and you add a white girl in the mix. You know?
Yeah, I've done that. Or it's a black girl, but she ain't my skin color. She ain't as dark as me. It's Alexis Tay. She's half black, half white.
Yeah, I love Alexis.
And but she's black, but she's so light that she can work for a company like Black that doesn't actually shoot black women. But Alexis Tay is black, white passing, so she can get that type of thing. And that's the shit that like pisses me off. Like,
yeah,
but
very
with me,
strange. It's very bothersome in this industry.
With me, more so, I get a little bit more upset about it because not to shoot my own horn or anything, I'm a very humble person. At the end of the day, I've built everything that I have on my own. I didn't come in signed. I didn't come in with Hussy. I didn't come in shooting for mainstream. I did all of this on my own. So for me to come in, do all of this on my own, be the powerhouse that I am, work as hard as I am, and then still have to beg motherfuckers to work with me just off the strength of my skin color, no, fam, I'm not going for it. And it'd be me. It's me because I know I'm a bigger name, even in being newer, and I still have to beg for the work because white girls get it before I do, and I've done so much fucking work, put in so much work this year. Everyone sees it like, damn, you need to slow down. Like, you working so hard. Like, slow down. No, I can't slow down. Because if I do, it's another white bitch that turns 18 in the next 20 seconds. And she might start pouring and take my place.
You know what? No, like every time I hear someone say that, it reminds me of CW might remember this, what Suave said at an award show. But he was just saying like every day someone turns 18 and just ready, you know. And so we always got to be like, especially for female performers, you always had to be like, you know, on your top of your toes to do this, and it's even worse for black female performers because like, you know, if you aren't, you know, doing this and that.
For a black woman, female, to be successful, there has to be something about you. You can't just be a black woman doing porn. You got a fat ass. You got to suck a mean dick. You got to be able to ride dick. You got to be nasty. You got to spit in your mouth. You like this. You got to like.
Yeah, you can't be basic.
Deal with all of that. You can't be no mediocre, cute white bitch with the blonde hair standing there. You suck dick all mediocre. Nah, that don't fly for us. So that's why we work the hardest because, like I said, any bitch turns 18 every 20 seconds, and that bitch might start pouring and take my place. Now, I'm a little bit different because I am a black woman who is very different. There is no other black woman in porn like me. Not that I know of. That there's no other 4-foot black woman built like me in porn as of right now. And even with that, I still don't get the bookings that I want.
I agree completely, but I do know it is someone they call a friend of industry.
There's a tiny white girl named Tiny Trixie.
No,
I know her, but she's a midget.
I meant a black woman that is a friend of.
Oh, you're talking about Minnie Muffins, I believe.
Yeah,
but she doesn't do full out porn. So until she starts doing full out porn, I don't have no competition.
As I'm saying, like you don't have competition. I said friend of the industry because I've hung with Minnie Muffins a few times. So so yeah, I'm saying like she's a friend of the industry, just like I'm a friend of the industry.
Yeah, I see her with Missy Stone and all that all the time. So and I was like, hey, she's my height. I seen her at AVN. I wanted to shoot with her because I was like, damn, I never met another girl close to me, but I'm still shorter than her. She's taller than me. So yeah, I feel very different in this industry, and I still got to beg for what the fuck I want.
I agree. No, I was just thinking for a second because I know how. So I knew you were. I
guess
I didn't think about how. Yeah, go ahead, CW.
Oh, my question is, where'd this? You're very ambitious. Where'd this all come from?
I've always been ambitious. I've been an adult since I was 16, taking care of myself since I was 16. So I've always had to like hustle, work hard, be ambitious, think of my next steps, think of my next moves, think of a plan C, B, D, Z, all of that. Like I couldn't afford to just put all my eggs in one basket and depend on that. So I just, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I love it because got that fire going on. And honestly, like I agree. There's a lot of performers that are out here more than you may think that really want that pure black on black to come back. But I just know I'm not saying that it's difficult and that it's impossible, but it's a lot harder.
I guess it would take a lot of collaboration, and that's the thing. I
It
believe
do.
Miss
It
Minnie
does.
is correct. They, had I've had talks with male performers, and they said like, yeah, you get the
Like,
new white
so
girls, or
they tell
you knew that,
black
and
men
that's who
to
they're
tell
running
me
to.
to my black ass face that black on black porn don't sell, and they don't think that's disrespectful. And when I get fiery and I get all in my feelings because you as a black man in my black ass face are telling me that me and you don't sell, like that doesn't sound stupid as fuck coming out of your mouth to me as a black woman. I get upset every time I hear it. And they're like, well, it's just the statistics. Well, I beat statistics every day. So don't preach statistics to me, my nigga.
Yeah, but who? Yeah, it's like
I'm
who's
above that.
telling you this statistic? Like
Right.
right now, there's not
Who's making these
a lot
statistics?
of black porn being produced.
There's
So
with the rise of OnlyFans, there's
yeah,
more
there is
black porn
now.
being
There
produced
is a
than we
lot
know
more
of.
now, and I've noticed a lot of people making money that just do black porn.
Fact.
Which
And that's fact.
therefore,
And when I started, all I did was black porn. When I started, I never had sex with a white man. I had never seen a white dick, none of that. But I knew coming into this industry, if I wanted to be any bigger than what I was, I had to start fucking white men. I had to. It wasn't a choice. When I got signed, I had to because that's all they booked me with.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah, that's the thing that happens.
as much as I wanted to keep it pure, as much as I wanted to only fuck black men, I couldn't. I had to sell out. I had to sell out in order to be who I am. And that's what gets me. When people see my interracial porn, they're like, damn, you sold out. And I'm like, fuck, I had to. But y'all don't never do this to none of the men, though. They fuck white bitches every day. But they don't sell out. And then they fuck white bitches and don't.
There is a bit of a double standard, like there's
There's
like some problem, yeah.
And some don't even shoot with black dudes, and
some don't even shoot black women at all.
Because the only thing is I've seen fans, and this is people who I've seen at conventions, get upset with black women if they are doing a scene with a black dude. I've also heard the performer in this case basically tell this person she didn't want his business because he said what he said, but it was just it's very jarring to see what people fix their lips to say. And the person who I'm talking about is no longer a performer right now, but she basically snapped on the fan, quote unquote fan, who was at this convention. This convention was out here in LA. So it was just, just very interesting on how fans see things inside of the industry and what they feel they should be okay to say, It's just interesting, especially what you see on the internet also. So
it is. It's also it's interesting to see what the fans actually like and actually buy, and I'd be feeling it's also a lot of the fans' fault why black on black porn isn't being booked, because at the end of the day, whatever is being watched and sold the most is what's gonna get filmed. And honestly, I think in competition, in compilation with who's gonna make that up. I don't care who's not gonna book me, who's gonna stop booking me. I'm gonna talk my shit. And in doing that, I've finally gotten 2 shoots with 2 black men. So maybe, me talking my shit is doing something. And just it's wild. Porn is just really racist. I wish I could change it single-handedly, but I can't. I need help.
I mean, you have more allies than you think you do, and there are a lot of people out here who know the system and they just live by it, but they also are preaching the same thing, similar things to what you are. but it's
Mm,
just a lot harder for some of them to really get that out there, because you
mm.
said, like you said, Demi earlier, and like she has said a lot of stuff similar to what you said, but it's just, you know, they like a lot of people work whatever, and I do believe like your curious and your honest, they work a lot more than a lot of the other black girls. I would agree with that, but with what you said earlier, a girl turns 18 every day, is kind of like, okay, you have it's such an influx of girls recently, and it's like, it's
Mm.
almost like now it's like with many and there's so many agencies out here, like so many new agencies keep popping up, and
Mhm.
it's like all these people are being signed, or people are out here getting noticed, whatever, and the company would always want to sign. Oh, this is the brand new face. Let's put her in something, even if she just is around for like 2 3 months, and they use her, abuse her, and then kick her out. You know, it's
Well, that don't happen very often. Like,
yeah, it
yes,
does.
does that happen for white girls? Oh, you're a fresh face. You've never been fucked before. Fresh at 18. Yeah, let's pay you
Well,
a thousand
no, it
dollars to fuck
happens.
you
It
in your
happens.
first
It
scene.
happens more than you
Black
think.
girls? No, that don't happen. I would never have gotten that. I
No,
had to
I'm
build
not.
myself up in order for that to happen.
No, not you. But I'm just saying, like,
Oh no, I know, not
this,
me
this is
personally,
just
but when
this is
I
just
speak, I'm going to
my
speak from my own personal experience because I can't speak for all black women.
this
I
is
can only
just
speak
from
for myself.
my this is just from my observation of 13 years of being around in and around this world. I've seen the agencies come and go, and I've seen girls who, black girls who really
Mm,
had an opportunity with certain agencies, and now that agency is either defunct or, you know, isn't getting the recognition that it once had because of things switched up over time. And one main one that had tons of black girls on his roster, that agency had some of the biggest names, and it's defunct, you know, and it's like,
mm.
ugh, you know. So
Well, why though? Why is it? What happened?
it I don't know. It was a lot of it was here today, gone tomorrow.
Mm.
And that's why a lot of black people now, like black persons now, like self book unless they go through some agencies. And if you self book, sometimes it's a lot harder, but it's not impossible for you to get work, And yeah, and then if you speak your mind, people get an issue with you, and they try to put a negative connotation on you, even though you could be the sweetest, nicest, hard workingest person in the world. If you say something they don't like, they go into the system, whatever, and make it
Mm.
so much harder for you to get anything that you desire, and it sucks. It sucks. I want everybody out here to eat. I want everybody out here to produce the stuff that they want to produce, and I want everybody out here to exert black dominance in many things. Because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of white performers out here that are household names. People know, we would love to see whatever, and it's the same thing for black performers. But we never you would rarely see a black performer with a black male performer do some of the promotions that they put out there. Even when they did, you know, these spoofed on TV shows, it was always at some point you got to have that white person come in. Like when you have to Meet the Cosbys, when you had the Good Times, when you had your Fridays. It's like a random, like even if they wasn't even in the show, it's like that random one comes in out of nowhere, like, hello, I'm here. So
Like it can't be a completely all black production.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, they exist, and they sold well, but it's just like for example, like some of those came out lastly around 2010, 2011s, like a real full-on production. I don't mean just,
Mm.
here's a scene, but a real full-on production is, and unless it's the domination of blah blah, is not for like boy girl performance. You may have
Mm.
your all black girl ones when you had oh my god, her name slipped my mind right now. Like there's some like execution ones where it's just a pure all black one, but it's just like it's not as frequent as it once was. You know?
Definitely.
That's just my take on it from being from my perspective.
Yeah, definitely. I just, I mean, I don't really care too much about it being an all black production. Like, of course, I would love if my
No,
cameraman was black, if my
no,
PA was
no.
black,
What I
if
mean is an all black talent. When I say all black production, I'm sorry,
all black. Okay, okay.
all
Like,
black
I
talent.
just care about me and whoever's on camera in person with our faces in the camera doing the actual work. I want them to be black. You know what I mean? I want them to get recognition. I want people that are black that I've worked with other companies, especially male talents, to actually get the recognition they deserve. You feel me? For people to build whole companies off the backs of black dick, and you can't even give them so much as a tag when you post them, when you wouldn't even be a company without them. No, my nigga, that's not okay. That's not okay at all.
I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that in any
Man,
shape,
can't
way.
nobody disagree with that. Nobody can disagree with it. And if somebody wants to disagree with it, I dare them to have this conversation with me in my DMs. I love to motherfucking. I should have been a lawyer instead of a teacher. That's what I should have did. I love to argue.
You're right. You're right. And I'm just the only thing I can only speak of is from my time noticing what goes on
Mm-hmm.
in the inner workings. Just from seeing it from that perspective. But I can't speak from more than that. And I
Mm-hmm.
do. Like I said, I agree with you. I agree that more black people deserve more in this industry. But it's always been that way, and
Mm-hmm.
it's slowly changing. But it's like I think I said this on a previous podcast. Like if you ask someone who does not watch porn and you ask them who do they know as far as black people in porn, they might name like Pinky, and they might
Pinky, Chanel
and
Heart, the of course the regulars.
people who have not shot in over 30, well, people have been shot like in mainstream stuff in over 13, 14 years. And it's just very jarring because there's so many performers, excellent performers like yourself and so many others who have come through, and put out like scenes, whatever, and they're not never getting their just due, you know.
Mm.
And it's always just infuriating because y'all out here doing great work, putting your your darndest into making sure the fans enjoy it, you enjoy doing it, and the quality of the product is spectacular. But
Mm.
for some people, it's just another scene, and that's not fair.
That's facts. That's facts.
So that's just a angrily perspective. And I know I've said this a few times on my Twitter about like justice that needs to be given, and it's never fair for especially black females. You know, I think y'all have the representation the most because a lot of
Mm.
people just see y'all as expendable, and it's not fair.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
facts.
so not to jump too far off track, but so what performers have you not worked with? Let's say top five performers that you have not worked with that you really want to work with.
Top five performers that I have not worked with that I really want to work with. Um, off the top of my head. I need to work with Rico Strong. Want to work with him. Um, Prince Joshua, Kira Noor, mm, Clara. There's another tiny woman also signed to my agency. Her name is Clara Trinity. I want to work with her. And also, I need something out of Cherokee Diaz. That's like a fucking legend. I need
that. I haven't. When was the last time I've seen Cherokee? I haven't seen Cherokee in like 3, 4 years now.
Yeah, she still
Honestly,
shoots. She still shoots. So I'm just like waiting for my time.
yeah, she still shoots off and on. I haven't seen her in a while. Cause I see I see Naomi a lot more than I see her. Naomi Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Because Naomi's a friend. But yeah, I see her a lot more. But yeah, but Cherokee still shoots and she still shoots other people too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But it's a good list. And I can tell you for a fact that maybe when quarantine is over, you can definitely get a scene with Kiera because I know she's always trying to experiment with different types of scenes and art. So she's really one in a million. So once you meet her, you'll see what I mean. Have you met her yet?
I have not met her in person yet.
Yeah. So when you meet Kiera, you'll see what I mean. She's
Okay.
quite frankly one of the sweetest people in this entire industry. So, and that's just from my all my interactions with her. It's always been very like pleasant, you know.
Facts. That's it. It's always a good thing to hear.
Yeah. So yeah, but I'm quite sure if when you meet her and you tell her that she would she would really enjoy just to hear that you would want to do a scene with her. That's the type of person she is because she really enjoys the positive feedback. So
Okay, I'll keep
just
that
to,
in mind.
just to throw that out there. But okay, that's it. That's a really good list. I always enjoy hearing people's list of people who they haven't had an opportunity to meet or work with yet to see
Mm.
where they're gonna go. Because I feel that like because I know you've done a scene with I'm trying to think of his name right now. It's my mind. It's a big, tall, black dude. Uh,
Jack Slayer.
Thank you. Yeah, with Jack, whatever, and I've seen that got around a lot. So you like the thing is right now the pandemic is slowing a lot of the stuff that goes on, especially for interactions where you can meet and
Mm.
greet people like that. And like some of the stuff that I used to go to frequently is not going on because of this freaking pandemic. Even
Mm.
like you got started in the pandemic, I can tell
Yeah.
you like when things like get better out here, like when things improve and like it's not as much restrictions on these sets,
Mm.
whatever, to deal with this COVID thing. Like a lot of stuff in your mindset you'll see a lot more of it. You'll see a lot
Mm.
of what goes on behind the scenes in certain things like in a much more larger base,
Yeah. I
and
feel that.
you'll see more BS, and you'll see some more struggle, because things
Yeah.
are
It's
open.
always gonna be a struggle. It's always gonna be some bullshit. It should be expected. You feel me? I want less bullshit for people who deserve less bullshit because we don't be for all the shit that we do for this industry, for all the fire that we put out and all the bullshit that we deal with. I just feel like we need a little bit more compensation other than retweets and views, like a little bit more recognition than a award show that we created for ourselves. Like we need a little bit more of everything, honestly.
I mean,
And
like,
I don't know how to go about that,
Right,
but
man.
hopefully we can fucking do it.
I'm not gonna say his name right now, but like, there is a performer out here that I know of that I've heard a director say about this performer that like if blah 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 doesn't like a performer doesn't show up, he calls this black performer to come in and replace him right away because he's always ready. But the thing is, he's not always just booking this talent. He's just always like, and I'm gonna say a stunt cock, like this
Mhm.
that this a cock the cock on waiting, you know. But you're not
Yeah,
gonna book him directly. You're just saying, oh, if someone doesn't show up, I'll put you into something. And it's like,
yeah,
you know, why don't you just book them directly? You know, why don't you have a scene just catered toward this performer? I know he's getting older, yes, but that doesn't mean that he's like his dick still works. So it's like, and he's always like if he's always on call, that means he's always ready to go. You know,
right.
so it's just jarring to see how people see people. You know,
Yeah, it's jarring. It's disappointing, but it's also not very surprising.
I mean, I agree with you. Like I've just seen a lot of crazy stuff around this industry for years, and I am glad that some stuff is improving. I just wish a lot of the stuff would improve faster. You know.
I had to too. It's been like years. I shouldn't have to, come in and change the fucking industry that needed to be changed for years on my own. Like, and I feel like, don't get me wrong, I'm not doing it on my own, but I feel like I'm the only vocal person, and I understand that it's a privilege that I'm able to be vocal because some people can get vocal and they won't get booked by that company again, and that means something to them. That means like no rent. That means no food. So I can understand not wanting to, involve yourself too deeply into this because it could affect you negatively. Me, on the other hand, I don't give a fuck about who's not gonna book me and who's gonna book me. I'm gonna talk my shit.
I think like one big thing people aren't vocal right now during this pandemic, but they were a lot more vocal before it. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's because like one because like they still need to work whatever right during the pandemic, but it's like a lot of people make those statements at the events. They make it a purpose to put it out there at the events, at the stuff that goes on because you have so many award shows and you have so many different functions that go on throughout the year that
Mm-hmm.
allow them to make it a bigger thing. And they do say it. They say it often on some of their Twitters and other social medias, whatever. And some people just it just goes overlooked sometimes. And once, so I say again, like once all this stuff is over, and we can go back to regular scheduled programming, and you'll see a lot of people like just going off on a lot of stuff. That's why I said Demi earlier because Demi says a lot of crap, and I just said
Yeah.
that,
I've met and worked with Demi on my own because we would never get booked together. So we've worked together for OnlyFans on our own. So I know Demi personally. I know how she is. We're kind of like the same as far as like speaking out goes.
yeah. So I just like for example, there's people out there that just some are more vocal than others, and so that's
Mhm.
why I always when I think about that, I think about Demi, I think about some others too. So because I met Demi when she was just starting off also. So well, yeah, when she was newer. So it was just always, you know, just seeing people progress like over time, whatever.
Mhm. Definitely.
So, but I do want to ask this. We've been talking about this for a while. So,
Mhm.
what are your like for your fans out there so they can know what is mini stallion what are her interests outside of just having sex.
Um, I think I'm gonna be real with you. And it's like anyone who asks me this question, like, yeah, there's gotta be something else that you like to do, and I'm like, y'all think that having sex, y'all think my job is done when the camera's off? No. When I'm not having sex, like, I'm in front of the camera, either uploading the content, editing the content, finding a new platform for it, editing in another video, a trailer, put it on Twitter. Did I put this video on my free OnlyFans? Did I put it on X videos? Pornhub, all this. It's a whole other thing. So honestly, my life is fully immersed in sex work. I don't really have free time because at the end of the day, you don't make the type of money I make just having sex and then you go have fun. Nah, fam, it don't work like that. I work 24/7.
I was just asking.
I get it. It's all the hustle right
work
now.
like that.
It's all
Not work like that.
I was getting yelled at right there for a second.
The fun that I have is the stuff that I have on camera. That's my fun. Outside of sex entirely, when I have time for myself, I like to write poetry. That's the time that I make for myself. But outside of that, do I have fun? No, I have fun by having sex with a lot of people.
No, I always like no, because it's like I always say that sex work.
Oh no, I don't take offense to anything you say. Nothing you say is offensive.
No,
because take it out of context.
Because I love poetry, and it's just like I know like everybody just sees performers as this and that, whatever, and they they try to dehumanize them, and so I always want to make sure that everybody say, hey, this person, like for example, she writes poetry, it's beautiful, it's relaxing, it's cleansing for her. Then she goes back to producing, editing, doing whatever for this content, so you can get your nut off, or whatever, so you can come whatever. She does so much work for you, and like yes, she charges you to enjoy it, whatever. But the thing at the end of the day is she's putting the work in for you, But there's always more to that person than just this, because she is a human at the end of the day,
And the only people who seem to not understand that are men. Men are the only people who treat me like I'm not a human. Men are the only people who treat me like all I'm good for is sex. Men are the only people who treat me like because I have sex for a living, I'm not allowed to do or like anything else that doesn't involve sex. Men are the only ones who do that.
And that's why I always try to make sure that I ask that question at some point in the podcast, because you are a human. You are a very feisty woman. And I love, like, honestly, I've never people out there, I've never met her IRL yet. And I am quietly looking forward to it because she is one in a million right now. I am enjoying this conversation.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, so. But I mean, at some point, I love when people try to show off the humility that I do have, because at the end of the day, there is more to me than what I show on camera and what I say on Twitter. At the end of the day, I was a teacher before this. At the end of the day, I used to teach young Black students. At the end of the day, I went to an all Black, predominantly Black college. I've done so many things for my community, for my family, and for people to try to box me in as someone who shouldn't do anything else or have an opinion on anything else outside of sex, it's just baffling to me. And I want to know, like, how we can get people thinking outside of that, because it's not a me thing. That's other people's problem. That's like, it's literally people's personal problem, how you think and communicate with other people. So if you think that I don't deserve this, it's your fucking problem. But what is your problem with yourself that you feel like you need to say it to me, or you feel like it needs to be heard, or you feel like you just had to say it had to be listened to? Me, on the other hand, I see some shit I don't like. I just don't like it. I keep scrolling. It don't affect me. It don't affect my bills. I keep it to myself. It is what it is. I wish other people felt like that. The world would go around a lot smoother if everyone if you didn't have anything nice to say, you just shut the fuck up.
True.
I mean, you're absolutely correct, and I just love that bluntness right now.
Yeah.
I really do. I love every bit of that bluntness. Oh my god. Okay, but I lost my complete train of thought. I lost my complete train of thought.
I do that all the time.
So, we have reached the end. We didn't won't take too much of your time, and we really appreciate you coming on. And honestly, like I really enjoyed this conversation. You are a very fun, brilliant woman, and I can tell that from this conversation. And I see a lot of bright things coming into your future, and I can't wait to see you accomplish them all. Um, but for people out there, where can they find you, follow you, and everything else?
Okay, for all the fans out there, well, first of all, thank you guys for having me and inviting me and allowing me to talk my shit, be myself.
No,
Um,
we loved it so much. Like we're not in the same. Me and I think he fell off, but like we enjoy it. You are a very fun person.
oh,
So thank you so
thank
much.
you. But for the fans, if you guys would love to follow me, you guys can find me on Twitter at Free Mini Sally, FreeMiniStalli, and you can find me on Instagram at the real Free Mini Sally. So just like my Twitter, but real in front of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Twitter unban her original Twitter her original Twitter, you cowards. Anyway,
Please, like I need my Twitter, but I didn't even do anything wrong.
you didn't yet. Like I don't like because I followed both accounts and you didn't say anything crazy. And
Well, my Twitter actually. So what sex workers don't know, and I should probably put a lot of people on game, is Twitter is not like Instagram and it's not like Snapchat. Twitter does not own the licensing for us to play music in the background of our um, videos like Snapchat does. Snapchat will bring up the song that's playing so you can play it in the background if you want to. Twitter is not like that. So when you post a video with someone else's copyrighted music in it, they can file a DMCA because you did not ask permission to use their content and post it. So what happened to me was I posted a video smoking. I was fully clothed. I wasn't naked. No one was hitting me. No one was having sex with me. Fully by myself, smoking a blunt, just vibing. And this is why I only post old songs. So when I'm vibing and my playlist comes up, I will only post songs from back in the day because the new like labels for like people like Lil Baby. I've been DMCA'd by Beyonce. I've been DMCA'd by Lil Baby. I've been DMCA'd by Summer Walker. Those are the people, their labels are looking for stolen content. So when I got my DMCA was attached to an email sent to 4,000 other people who had the same song in their background. So because if you're going to post things on Twitter with music in the background, you always need to make sure, and my lawyer informed me of this when I lost my Twitter, you need to ensure that Twitter has the licensing, which they don't, so you cannot ensure that. Or you need to make sure that you put verbally, I do not own the copyrights to this music. Or make sure that the song is so old that the label probably not even gonna give a fuck. So I play songs from like the Frankie Beverly, all the way back in the day, the cookout
no,
songs. I play that, and they don't mess with me on that.
that's crazy. I can see if I don't know. I think that's nonsense.
It's just another way to silence, people, another way to get us off the app. It's whatever, we're gonna persevere. But it's something that I had to learn the hard way. And if other performers could avoid it, please do, because I worked really hard to get to 200,000 in less than a year just for it to be snatched away because I played a song in the background of my video.
Yeah, that sucks. I seen it go away, and then I know I retweeted it back saying hey, follow me and Stallion's new account. Like as soon as
Mm-hmm.
cause I forget who originally posted, and just say, yeah, go ahead and follow her new account. But anyway, for us, really quick, if you want to follow us, we are the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on Facebook and on Twitter. I'm at Rawstar, RAWSEARR on Instagram and on Twitter. CW's phone died. So to find him, he is CC Fitness LA on Instagram and on Twitter. And also ccfitnessla.com is his website for his fitness and stuff, and burbank.com for what we do is video graphics, videography, photography, exercise, all the stuff that we do because we do a lot because we're bored.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody, please tune in next week. Our guest should be Dylan Cock. We appreciate this beautiful, lovely, brilliant women coming on, and we will see you all next week.